Hello, everyone. This is Venka Fay, and welcome to our special anniversary slash movie episode of Heroes in the Halfcast. And with me today is
Video Game Masters 09 channel and one half of the Mark and Paige blog of Epic Randomness.
Paige Mischief, aka from YouTube, Miss Paige Mischief, and now I'm also on a collaboration channel named Collaboration Nation, so also check that out, along with the blog of Epic Randomness.
So, as you've noticed, it's been a while since we've been up, and we do have episodes 3 through 7 ready. Those are getting edited as we speak, and they would be up faster, but, some of us have a real hard time merging editing with real life, so we are trying to get those episodes up.
Yes, it does take a while, but we will get them up. We're still working on them and everything, and some of us have had computer failures too, so that really did slow things down a lot and everything. But luckily, Venka has all the files, so...
Yeah, so things will be up as soon as possible, but please be patient. We do acknowledge anyone who is wondering where we've been all this time. So, it's been a year since we started. How has this year been?
Well, it's been an interesting year. I mean, we got to relive the series, and it's a good way for Paige to catch up on any episodes that she's missed, because she has the bad luck that whenever it's a new episode, she has to go to work, and whenever it's like the same old rerun she's seen 1,000 times before, those are the days that she has off. So it's...
Well, now since they bumped the show to Sundays, usually I open Sundays now. I like that. I love opening Sundays, but that means I'll miss it. So I haven't watched the last so many episodes because of the work.
Yeah, and like I said, again, computer failure. That's why I've been kind of behind on blogging on each Turtle episode. I usually blog them either the same day they're out, or maybe the next day if we're too busy the same day. But yeah, I kind of fell behind and everything because computer failure. But the show's still good. I still like it, but I am starting to get a little bored when the episodes, like the filler ones. I just don't care anymore. I'm really more interested in anything involving the Shredder, Karai, and like those kinds of characters. I'd rather see more episodes that focus on, Chris and Sever and Tiger Claw, and now, especially now that Karai is a mutant. I don't want like 3 episodes.
Okay. I should say spoiler if no one's like me, but I still haven't seen that episode yet that she changed. No.
I showed you pictures though.
But like whoever who doesn't see the episodes is, what's the word, loyal as you, wouldn't know. So you just spoil it. Thanks a lot, Mark.
We don't put the things as spoilers. But I'm just saying, after an episode like that, which is the last episode before they put reruns, I don't want 2 or 3 episodes of stupid
reruns now
of stupid things, or the Krang, where I want, like, let's get back to what's going on with Karai, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that storyline is pretty interesting. I actually am interested in seeing like her reactions to finding out like Splinter is actually my dad, Shredder is the liar. That's interesting, something different than Krang trying to take over the world. Wow, it's a horrible Krang.
Apparently, the release date for one of the finale episodes, which is a 2-parter called The Invasion, happens, and it's going to be at the end of September, and apparently Donnie and Leo are going to have a fight.
I'm probably going to miss it, so unless they have it another day.
I find it interesting that they're having the 2 Calm members actually get into a dispute, because normally they don't. Normally they are on the same level. They have their disagreements, but they haven't fought, really. So how do you guys feel about that?
I'm curious what sets them off.
Who?
Leo and Donnie are going to have an argument and part ways for an episode.
Something different.
What happens, apparently, is that they have a disagreement over how to deal with the Krang, and they think what we see in the trailer with Splinter fighting Gilbert Gottfried Krang.
Oh, God.
Because there's a weird Krang who's somehow voiced by Gilbert Gottfried, and Splinter is like, telling his sons to escape, and all you see are Mikey, Leo, and Donnie, and with April. And April, for once, is wearing a different outfit.
That's a miracle. They probably broke the bank in that episode.
Yeah, well, it's not that different, but it's like a blink and you miss it kind of thing. Yeah, and maybe Leo wants to go after Splinter, and Donnie is saying, hey, wait, there's a whole bunch of other people who need saving first, and that's where the dispute happens.
That might be, yeah, although that's kind of... It's like, who do you think Splinter is? April's dad? That can't wait half a season. We gotta save him now.
And, yeah, and like the last time Splinter was in mortal danger, it was Raph who had to tell Leo, like, hey, we need to go. I'm sorry, we need to go.
Yeah. Well, now, of course, we're a little bit in the aftermath of a big event in the world of Turtles, if you want to break the news, Venka.
Yes, like, as many of you listening have probably know the reboot movie has come out, and there is scheduled to be a sequel in June 2016. Right, so if you haven't seen the movie or you don't care to see the movie, please be warned, there are spoilers, so don't get on our case if we spoil everything for you.
If they don't watch the movie, then they're smart.
So why don't we start
If
with...
they go see the movie, here, if you want to see the movie in theaters instead of waiting all the way till it comes on DVD, I would recommend it, like, going to, like, a double feature, like a drive-in or something, which is a lot cheaper, or, like, going... In our town, we have, like, a cheaper theater that after, like, so many weeks in the big theater, it comes to that little smaller theater, and the prices are so much cheaper, so do something like that too. Either double feature or somewhere cheaper.
Yeah, we had that in Vegas. It also had similar theaters where you also, when they're kind of old, they cost like $1 or something.
Oh, $1? I wish it cost $1 here.
So it's up to everyone's judgment. They can either go see the movie or they can choose to not support the reboot and just get it on DVD, or if it's on primetime cable or something.
Yeah.
That's not going to be a while.
Yeah.
You have to get it, like, I don't know what you do. You have to order it off of, like, Star Channel or something like that.
Or maybe Netflix it.
So, Venka, since me and Paige, basically, we went through every Turtle movie in our channel, and we just recently talked about this one not too long ago either. I'm curious. Okay, stop. I'm curious, what do you think of the movie from hearing it from you? I mean, I read your reviews and everything too, but I want to hear it from you.
Oh, hon, this is our list of questions for you. 1, what's your favorite old classic movie? 1 through 4.
Well, let's see. That's a hard one. I mean, the number 1 has always been the best one, generally, because that's the one that started the movie franchise and really introduced the Turtles to general public, or how dark the Turtles can actually get to the general public. And the fact that it was based mostly on the Mirage storyline even suggests that Ninja Turtles could be a lot more adult than it is in the 1987 cartoon. But I would say one of my real favorites is the 4th movie. I mean, it has its flaws. It could have been better if they focused more on the foot and maybe the whole family falling apart, rather than having that whole 13 monsters storyline in there, because that had nothing to do with the Turtles, and it's more like the Turtles just happened to stumble upon it.
Okay. And number 2 is, I asked Mark this in the video. I asked him, what was the question? Oh yeah, which is a little bit better, the movie, the TMNT Turtles in Time? Turtles in Time?
Well, Turtle Story in general.
Well, Turtle Story, whatever. Which is a little bit better, the Turtle Story costumes that everybody hates, or the CGI in this recent 2014 movie? Which is a little bit better, which one's worse?
I actually like the CGI versions better. I mean, I thought I liked the 2007 CGI better than the current 2014 version, but the 2014 version is actually how I would sort of see the Nick Turtles as in a live-action setting. That
with pants on.
Like, I mean, they aren't supposed to be. They're mutant turtles, and even the mutant turtles in the TV series do say that they're ugly. Like, they even describe themselves as, like, saying, like, oh, yeah, you're an ugly mutant turtle. Except...
Yeah. So what were your general thoughts on the movie, Miss Venka?
My general thoughts on the movie, it was good. It was not,
Maybe we should do this, like, later. Let's just do, like, the general plot, or what do you want to do? How do you want to set it up and, like, and then everybody's thoughts? Because we're just, like, randomly going right back to it.
Or we could just give our thoughts, our general thoughts, and then go through the movie and decide how we feel about it after we've analyzed each other's thoughts.
Mark's horrible thoughts! That's my analyzation.
Because I remembered in your video on Video Game Masters, you guys were saying, this movie stunk. Which it does. I will agree with you there. It was not the greatest movie. There was, like, lots of plot holes that they could have explained better and whatnot, but I enjoyed it for what it was.
What was it, Venka? Please tell me. What was it?
We're anxious.
It was a Ninja Turtles movie. It was not the greatest Ninja Turtles movie, and I think the script I'm writing at the moment is actually a lot better, but they had a lot to play around with, and I really felt like they tried to emphasize what the Ninja Turtles were like, and which they did. They did keep the personalities simple, and you see the B team being a lot more in tune with the story than they usually are, whereas the other movies, they're more or less background characters. They're just there. It's either Leo, Raph, occasionally they might get a major storyline like Secret of the Ooze, mainly focused on Donnie, but that was mainly just so he could express disappointment in the fact that they were created by accident.
Yeah. Oh, God. There were just so many things just wrong with that stupid movie.
Are we going to your thoughts now?
I don't know. Are you done with your thoughts, Venka?
Yeah.
Well, my thoughts basically is just, it was just horrible. It's just, it hurts to think about it, for me especially.
Right into childhood.
right into everything. It's just...
Right into childhood.
These people, from day one, had no idea how to make a turtle. They had no business doing a turtle movie, to tell you the truth. From the get-go. They should not have gotten the rights to do the movie. They wanted to make the turtles aliens. They wanted to make Shredder like a general guy called Colonel Schroeder or something like that was going to be an alien too that has blades coming out. And then, like...
Scissorhands.
Yeah, ever since that bullcrap started, it's like, oh God, they should have just ripped it completely apart and just start over, or just, I don't know, just, it was horrible, because even when enough fans complained, they changed it so the Turtles are not aliens, and so the Shredder's not a general.
And stop right there. Whenever you talk about aliens, they kind of cracked at it during the movie. They said, are these turtles aliens? And Megan Fox's April O'Neil's like, heck no, that's stupid. Aliens? Nah, that's stupid.
Yeah. But they still kept stuff like the foot being military soldiers, like in the first draft of the script. I mean, they still kept that garbage. And then, you know, the whole Fitchner being Shredder and this whole stupid story revolving around him. And I mean, he had no business being Shredder. He had no business being in the stupid movie in the first place, you know. And they just didn't want to, whatever. They just didn't want to do it. So they randomly and sloppily cut and pasted a random Asian dude to be Shredder in the very last minute, and due to that, we still see, like, now it looks like Fitchner is still like the main villain, with Shredder basically being the muscle sent out to do the stuff, and that's just not how it should be. And it's
like the 80s. Shredder's been whipped.
Yeah, and it's just so much things. But then, you know, everything. Origin screwed up like hell. Splinter screwed up like hell. He has no reason being a Japanese sensei if he learned his stuff from a book, unless the book had an extra chapter on Japanese culture. The turtles. We barely knew them as characters. They do a couple of wisecracks here and there so that we could be like, hey, it's the turtles we know, and that's about it. There was no downtime in the movie. And like I said, it's just, I don't know, I'm just repeating myself for my own review, but it was a very bad movie. The plot the villain's master plan, this is probably a fault of the reshoot. Who knows what the original evil plan was in the original version before the reshoots, but this whole play with mutagen and everything, and basically like the plot of the Amazing Spider-Man, basically, it's just so many things wrong with the movie. It hurts to think about it. It really does. We'll give Paige her thoughts.
Yeah, don't skip me. Okay. I win in this just because I was dragged into it, kind of thing. I'm so tired of watching like turtle movies. So I don't know. I didn't know how to feel about the movie. Usually, if I see like opinions about the movie before, I'll be like biased and that's stupid or it's really bad or whatever. The origins of how the turtles came to be was really bad. They just threw everything that you know out the window. At least they didn't go with the aliens or origins, so at least they kind of did okay with that. I think the costumes weren't as, not the costumes, you know what I mean. The CGI wasn't as bad as I was thinking it was going to be. It wasn't terrible, but the CGI Splinter was really bad. I'm just like, oh dear gosh, they thought the turtles were really bad? Look at him! That was the worst. Like, I guess they were trying to go realistic, but it was just terrible. They had their action, especially the fights with Shredder was pretty good. And whenever, like, Shredder's costume, or the big Ultra Shredder, the costume, or CGI, or whatever, I keep calling it costumes, it's so stupid, overly tacky. Like, I called them introduce their hands, because his hands are just so overly exaggerated with the knives. And how they shoot out, that's even worse. I can't think, what else did I say? Like,
and there was this whole sequence at the end of the movie. He was basically shooting them, getting them back, shooting them, and getting them back over and over and over again against that tower thing.
that's stupid.
It's just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that works. I mean, if you, like, miscalculate, your own knives could stab the hell out of you or slice your hand off when they're coming back to you.
Well, his hand would be guarded. So encased, probably.
They also had those lights, so when you called them back, it's like they magnetically went to the sockets they're supposed to be in.
Yeah.
I wish they should have did something like that, like when Shredder calls the blades back, one of the turtles would have kicked them or some crap so that they come back and stab them all over the place or something.
Wow, you're violent. It's a kids' movie. That's another thing I thought, too. They brought, I don't know how many people brought their kids there, but honestly, everything would have gone over their heads. It's more like adulty, other than some wise jokes. And it's mostly like more serious kind of movie that little kids will get, I'm bored. This is not like the 2012 version where it's all cheesiness and some seriousness. Mommy, I don't want to be here anymore.
Wow. Well, Chuck's kid fell right asleep, so.
Yeah. I like the references, like little wise jokes to other things, like the whole aliens joke. Shredder saying in Japanese, tonight I dine on turtle soup. What else? What other jokes did
The
they?
Heroes in the Half Shell thing.
Wow. Vernon was joking about how they're like heroes in a half shell. Yeah. And also the horn at the end with their turtle van, which they didn't really name it. They had the did it really have a do?
Yeah.
Do?
Yeah, we should call it. I think it should be called the Mikey Shagmobile.
Oh yeah.
It was all pimping. He basically wanted, hey April, come inside, you know.
Yeah, he was a pervert in the whole movie.
It's like if the turtle vans are rocking, don't come a knocking. Call a bunga dude, you know.
Even like the walls of the van had like carpeting.
Little disco ball there.
Disco ball. And then like a romantic song whenever they're leaving.
Yeah, it's like, guys, now Turtle Van. That's Mikey's Shagmobile. It's like get it right.
Like, is that supposed to be the turtle van or the Scooby-Doo mystery van? Because I remember the Scooby-Doo mystery van had Shag in it.
Oh yeah, we joked it like that stupid joke, like they were talking about April's jeans or something, and I said about like how Mikey wants it in her pants or something like it. That was a joke.
That was in Turtles 3, though.
No, I thought that was also in 2012 because he kept, or the 2014 movie because he kept like.
Well, I was saying in the thing about how April wanted to be a news reporter. I was saying how April really wants to get into it, and you were kind of how Mikey really wants to get into it.
Yep, that's the joke. I couldn't remember my joke.
And Mikey like, whoa, dude, my shell's tightening. It's like awkward.
Well, that would go over the kids' heads for sure.
He says she's so hot, I feel my shell tightening, and Raph says, we can hear you!
Yeah, obviously that would go over kids' heads. It's like those perverted jokes in old classic cartoons you never get to, like, later when you grow up. Oh, dude, that's perverted, man. We were 12 when we watched this.
Kind of like Donatello making a masturbation joke in one episode.
What?
Oh, in the old cartoon or something. In the old cartoon, I think Donatello's tied up or something. There was evil scientists going to do whatever. There was like a monkey there. The monkey did something bad or something. He's like, bad monkey, bad monkey. And then he's like, you're not going to spank it, are you?
I'm surprised it made it past the censors.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm surprised, I mean, if I saw it, I wouldn't have gotten it either. I mean, I honestly did not hear that expression until, like, Beavis and Butthead made that expression, like, popular, so.
Yeah, and then they had that later moment where Donatello gets turned 30 feet tall, and April sees him, and she's like, Donatello, and he's like, I know, I'm 30 feet tall, you don't need to rub it in, and she's like, actually, I was going to say I like you taller.
Well, the one that got the most is Irma with the whole, like, going out for pizza, and then he's like, Irma, I need you, and she almost, like, moans there, relax, Irma, it's just for pizza, and she's like, oh.
And she's like, oh, yeah, I mean, they're teenagers, come on. She's like, what, in her 30s? That will be robbing the cradle, lady.
I doubt she cares. That reminded me, there was a comic strip once where April was talking to, I forgot it was either Vernon or Irma or something, and she was like, yeah, I totally did one of the Turtles last night. Oh man, that was good. And the other character was like, it's like, oh my god, you're sick. You know, she's like, wow, you know, I don't care if they're like turtles or mutants, they're still like people. No, I mean, they're teenagers, you're sick, you're going to jail for this.
Cricket.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that whole thing. We're teenagers, but, you know, we can still have adult conversation.
How would they even know anything for adult when they're trapped underground?
Yeah, Mikey must be watching those kind of shows, MTV or whatever, whenever Splinter's sleeping or something. Like I told you, stop watching that Jersey Show garbage!
Whole MTV's garbage. Teen Mom.
Yeah. But, okay, well now let's get into the movie, I guess, if we have to.
Okay, so the movie, of course, begins with a whole sequence where you see Splinter and talking to the turtles as kids, and he's warning them that they need to stay underground where they're safe and train because in time the city will see them as their only hope, and until that day happens, they need to stay underground and train and prepare themselves for facing the Shredder and the Foot Clan and such.
Also, we had to comment about like the opening sequence. That was a pretty good, interesting opening sequence of like comics turning to real life kind of thing. So that's pretty good.
No, I could get to that. When the movie started, I was like, you know, either bracing myself for the worst or hoping they wouldn't be that bad. When I saw that, I was like telling Paige, hey, that movie gets credit for that.
Yeah, and like the silhouette of Splinter almost looks like the Nick version of Splinter, which is ironic because that is not the Splinter we see in the movie.
Yeah, it's not like whenever I saw the silhouette of Splinter, I'm like, oh, that looks actually pretty good, and probably maybe it's good. And then whenever they actually unveiled it, it's like pretty bad. I'm like, oh dear gosh, is that really Splinter's design? Oh my gosh, they went too realistic on it.
And then the movie has April harassing this guy who's had his shipping stolen, and she's like, oh, those chemicals, those are in genetic research. Who else has access to those chemicals? And he's like, seriously, I told you everything I know. Why are you bothering me? And I thought that was really clever because, the original, in the OT series, April, she was given all these public interest pieces, and she would say, oh, public interest pieces? Those are boring. I want the good stuff.
Yeah, they kept that with her. And then the funny thing is that the subject she had to talk about was like this weird bird exercise where you bounce on like a trampoline and flap your arms like a bird. So yeah, they kept that about her, that she wants to do more thought-provoking, intense stories instead of the pathetic ones that she's stuck on. And in comes Whoopi. Whoop, whoop.
And then you have Vernon giving her that, like, weird talk saying, like, oh, well, everybody likes froth. And she's like, froth? What are you guys talking about?
Oh yeah, you're the froth on top. We need you. You're the whipped cream on top.
Yeah, I found it weird that they had Vernon have a crush on April, because in the original, wasn't he technically a token gay guy?
I thought he was just a jerk. I thought he was always picking on her or bullying her. I don't know. I really don't know about you.
Well, like, the only character we've ever seen him sort of have a raging hard-on for is Vern Thompson, so... What are your thoughts, Mark?
He had to leave for a couple seconds, so he'll be back in a couple seconds.
Okay, so, yeah. Well, yeah, it's like, Vernon was... in the OT, he kept wanting to, like, steal whatever scoops that April had. Like, I remember one moment where he actually says, oh, when April comes in smelling of the sewers, she's onto something.
The funny thing is, I swear every movie has to always have, like, a random love interest. I guess that's their version of the love interest.
Yeah, but at least with Casey it made sense, because, it's like a love-hate relationship. They hate each other at first, and then they grow to love each other.
Who knows? Maybe Casey will come in and swoop her off her feet.
Maybe in the sequel?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so that had to be, like, one of the most awkward conversations about employment, having him talk about foam and how she's the candy, and everyone wants candy, and stuff like that, and it's like, yeah, people are really going to take her seriously with that. Starts harassing the guy at the docks again via Skype, and he says, okay, fine, since you're not going to let this go, please go talk to my guy on back at the docks. He'll tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah, so that's where, like, the foot were attacking. That's another thing I hate about this stupid movie. How the foot became public knowledge to people. They're not supposed to be known in the outside. Like, the newspaper's already acting like another foot attack. That's just stupid.
Another thing that's what I forgot to say is I hate how they're now like these soldiers, not actual ninjas. They fight with guns, not their fists and swords. And then Karai comes in. I'm like, is that Karai, Mark? And he's like, yeah, that's Karai. I'm like, oh dear gosh. And then she pulls out, in the later scene, she pulls out a gun, a pistol. I'm like, oh, jeez. Really? She's supposed to be, if it's, like, true, she could be, like, Shredder's daughter or whatever, and, like, she's fighting with a gun and not, like, her fists. Like, that's so not her. So I just thought that was stupid.
Mm-hmm. And, April, of course, decides to play Lois Lane and stupidly goes out into the docks to get proof and video of this terrorist attack, or this robbery that's taking place.
And there was another scene that I forgot to make that people were complaining about. The turtles were flipping the whole trailers around?
What?
During that scene where April first, well, she didn't see anything, but she caught, like, the footwear sent flying over the place. The fucking giant warehouse trailers were being flipped around and thrown around.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
I was like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah, like, even if it was just Raph doing it, he's not that strong.
I know, it's like, no, Ninja, no.
No ginger, no ginger, no ginger.
But geez, that's just oh my god. They buried, and other people complain too. They buried did actual ninja stuff because they're so big and bulky. Most of the time, they were basically overpowering their opponents than actually doing moves. Because really, when you're that big and bulky and you got swords in your hands, who needs moves?
Hey, they at least use their swords and stuff. Wink, wink.
Yeah, I know.
Also, they swore, so that's. I guess the people were more used to swearing. Like in the past, they complained about Raph saying "damn" in the first movie, the original first movie. I guess now that more like their parents are more like, I don't know, used to swearing on TV, swearing everywhere, then now I guess they won't complain like how they did in the past. Because I laughed about that. I said, "Hey, Mark, the parents are going to talk about it.
Yeah.
We're going to complain about it."
So yeah, April sees flying trailers and Foot being defeated and a random like Japanese symbol and stuff. So she knows that someone is out there fighting the Foot.
And she goes up to the newsroom and she starts saying like, "Oh, hey, I found proof that there's a vigilante fighting out against the Foot." And she meets Sax, and Eric Sax is kind of like what the Shredder was in the 2003 version, where he's like this megalomaniac who is masquerading as a philanthropist.
Yeah, like evil businessman that no one knows that. Well, you know, good, nice, whatever businessman. People, no one knows he's really like the bad guy.
Okay, and then after that, there's like the whole terrorist thing where the Foot are taking hostages in the subway station, and April decides to go check it out, and she gets captured herself.
I would just say just themes.
Well, that's a good theme though, because that's like the whole scene where she first saw the turtles officially, I think.
Yeah, and she runs up. She sees the turtles, and she goes running after them, and she takes a picture of them and while they're celebrating, and then they're like, "What was that?" "That was a camera flash." "I know it was a camera flash. But who was behind the camera flash?" And then Donnie says, "Oh, it's by my calculations, it's a girl." Like, how would he know that?
Yeah, that also didn't make sense.
Yeah, and she has her first encounter with the turtles, and we see the turtles for the first time.
Oh god. And yes, we do see the turtles for the first time. Donnie was like the worst.
Yeah, the broken.
Yeah, they made him stereotypical nerd. I mean, like the Nick version, they make him the skinniest and the tallest member, but he's like, they make him like seriously stereotypically nerdy.
And again, we didn't know anything about Donnie except that he was nerdy and kind of awkward, and that's it. You know, nothing about his character or nothing.
Like having him randomly walking around scanning stuff.
Yeah, but like we don't see how he interacts with his brothers, if he put up with them, if he corrects them when they're wrong. We don't know anything. And he had weird like wheels or whatever the hell on his back or something. When the Turtles were doing that whole jumping through the big pipe and sliding down, Donnie in particular had some kind of railing or whatever crap on his back that made him just roll along. That was weird.
Maybe because he has like that proton pack like equipment, so he has. So while the others are just using their shells to slide down the sewer pipe, he knows that would make it a little more difficult. So he has like wheels on it to kind of skid him down.
And then Mikey has a stupid rocket skateboard thing. That, I mean, did he ever mention that Donnie made it? I mean, I know we could assume Donnie made it, but did he ever mention it or something? It's just too much to assume. I mean, I would have liked it if like, they had a scene where he, like, maybe, like, that's something they could have been doing in their downtime or something. They could have had, like, Donnie making it and you know, a little funny scene here or two of Mikey trying it out and crashing against something like that. Don't just whip it out of nowhere like if that's what he always had, and I don't know. It's just too much to blindly assume in this movie. I don't.
And like Donnie wearing glasses, for example, like normally you get a prescription for those. How?
Oh, and then people were complaining or saying, like, don't be stupid. Joe's not going to be wearing that during the whole movie. Yes, they were wearing them damn outfits during the whole movie. That was what they wear during their what little moments you saw of downtime. I just,
Yeah, that's one of the major downsides. We never got to see them actually be them, aside from the whole elevator scene.
yeah, I know. or I guess Splinter disciplining them for a short moment. But that's all. As another person mentioned in the forum today, that's all we saw of Splinter. Like, what do you think of Splinter? Well, he was cool when he disciplined the turtles, and that's it. That's all we saw him really before all the stuff started.
Yeah, and then they arrive home, and they get caught by Splinter because they went outside when they were not supposed to. And you see Splinter like being harshly disciplinarian on them, like, and even the punishments he has for each of them are kind of considered cruel and unusual. But
I don't even know what that was based on.
Raph was knitting. Donnie's like on this platform that's spinning, and he has to like move two ping pongs together. Mikey's doing a headstand on an office chair, and Leo's doing the splits and trying to balance a couple of eggs on chopsticks.
And we can't forget the brand name that they threw in there.
Yeah, the pizza, the 99 pizza, because he knew that would be Mikey's weakness.
That's another problem. Also the Crush product placement. All of a sudden, the Turtles' favorite drinks is Crush.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Well, they had to reference for the Crush. Well, I guess because they were promoting it, Crush actually had like a special cans made for the Turtles.
And then when Splinter finds out that they met April, he's like, oh no, you need to go get her right away. So they get April, and she's like, oh, no one believes me you guys existed, except for Eric Sachs. And Splinter had just told her their whole life story, which the origin was interesting, that she had saved them from a fire when they were lab subjects, like in the IDW comic.
Yeah, it's something that I didn't think about till later because I was so busy basically frothing at the mouth of how I'm great at the movie theater. But yeah, the origin story is based kind of on the IDW comics, because in IDW comics, the Turtles were lab animals.
Could told me that.
Like I said, I was too busy being pissed off. And April,
even in the stupid review, could told me that. I probably.
Yeah, but the thing is, almost no one. I mean, it's obscure, you know. I mean, I know the comic book is kind of new now, but who reads comic books that much, anyways? Not many people know them.
Was it recent or old?
Recent.
Okay, then never mind.
So not many people are gonna know that. Not many people are gonna get that, especially since you want to make the movie kind of like the old cartoon, I guess, sort of, kind of, with Vernon and April and junk. But
I wonder if they're gonna add Vernon. Oh, never mind. Unless they make him a teenager.
Yeah, but it's just. Well, yeah, so anyways, and in that version, April's working in like Baxter's lab, and the turtles were being experimented on, and I think she named the turtles, but Splinter was already named Splinter and everything, but the thing is, like I said, no one reads these comics that
Lab
much.
Rat 007.
Yeah, that's the thing, though, that no one's gonna know that much. You see all those people raging about Origin. They obviously don't read the comic book, and it's something that just came out now. It's like the movie now. If the movie was about like the Krang and the stuff we see in the Nicktoon now, most of the older fans are not gonna know that junk either. They're gonna be saying, "What the hell is this crap?" You know, like it was just weird. It was just very weird. They should have just stuck with a more familiar origin or something.
Yeah, like having it start out with the Krang and maybe Hamato Yoshi.
Exactly. That's another thing that people complain about the most, is that there's no Yoshi in the movie, there's no sense of revenge in the movie. Splinter, like, there's no reason for him to hate the Shredder. There's no reason for Shredder to actually go get, like, such personal hatred. There's nothing between these characters.
Well, what did you guys think about seeing the Turtles as babies and as kids and stuff?
Yes, it shows a little bit background, like Buck Buck.
Yeah, I know that, but
they
were ugly as all hell.
You're ugly as all hell and you're a kid too. So do I complain? No.
Okay, you stop.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was actually kind of a sweet add-in, like seeing him be a father to the Turtles and raising them. Though I guess this could be speculation as a tie-in for the IDW, because remember the IDW plot had said like the Turtles and Splinter are reincarnation of a family that existed in feudal Japan.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if the movie's gonna go there or not, but even if they do, there's gonna be more backlash because not many people are familiar with it, and even the IDW fans just didn't take too kindly to it either. And what are your thoughts of Splinter learning the martial arts junk from a book, a random book?
Well, if they went the reincarnation route, then it would probably make sense because maybe he is the soul of Hamato Yoshi reborn in the body of a rat, and he's
Yeah, but that's something we don't know yet. That's the thing. If they do that in a sequel, maybe. But as of right now, all we know is that he picked up a book, and that must have been one hell of a book, and now we know martial arts skills.
and the kids picked it up way too easily for someone who taught himself via a book.
Yeah, and of course, like I said, there must be an extra chapter on Japanese cultures and junk in there, so Spencer could be totally he's like, this book is so awesome. Screw this, I'm Japanese now. I don't care.
Sweet, sweet.
It would make sense, if maybe one of them randomly commented, have you ever noticed that we picked up Japanese, or we picked up our martial arts moves way too easily over the years? It's
I guess if the Turtles if we ever learned anything about their character.
Yeah, that's true.
But meanwhile, let me see. We also see glimpses of Shredder, the epic, awesome Asian guy. That was an epic Shredder. I mean, he looked it reminded me of the Nickelodeon Shredders. He was also bald and he had little scars on his face. It just looked like the Nickelodeon Shredder, but more serious, for a more serious movie,
Mm-hmm. Well, the Nick Shredder is the most dangerous Shredder to date.
I know, but still a kid's cartoon and stuff. Here, it just looks more epic because it's a real person. Shadows looks epic and everything, and that's all we got to see of him actually. Maybe just 2 short scenes.
And the times when he is in his armor, it's like he's a Darth Vader ripoff. I mean, yes, the Shredder was inspired by Darth Vader, or the OT Shredder was inspired by Darth Vader, at least according to the recent book that came out, plug.
But that Shredder stuff, I mean, that's what I hate about it. It was all CGI. It could have been anyone wearing that outfit. I hate that. I mean, they could have had a scene where the Turtles accidentally, during the fight, you knock the helmet off, you still see the dude wearing the armor,
Yeah, it's still, you would have wanted a Shredder who was so badass that Darth Vader would be calling him for tips.
But yeah, April went to Eric Sox and showed him all the stuff. I remember, and that's where Eric Sox realizes that the Turtles are still alive. They got the mutagen in them. They could start using their evil plans, which also makes no damn sense. And he gave April a business card, which I guess had a homing device in it or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, they said they broke through the cloaking barrier or something, so obviously Donnie had a lot of cloaking security stuff.
So, yeah, when April meets the Turtles and they talk and Origin is, mangled and everything, and in the meantime, Karai and all the Foot, was Karai there? I don't know. But the Foot find them basically because, due to that was the thing, wasn't it? A homing device or something in April's, that business card you gave to April?
Yeah, or something, or it was disguised as a business card.
Yeah, so they all go in there, fight against the Foot. I guess a bunch of, the roof collapses on Raph or something, and he's out. And the Turtles Splinter fights him off and fights with the Shredder and all that junk. And eventually the Turtles gotta give up because they grab Splinter, and it's give up now or he dies. And of course, that's the only thing I kind of like that was kind of shows, because, Shredder's a bad guy. Shredder just stabs them anyway and throws them away and everything.
But that was coming anyway, so it was so obvious that was going to happen. He's say, children, drop your weapons or your father dies.
Haha, your father dies anyway. Yeah. But that was another stupid thing. Why didn't they also capture Splinter? He had the same mutagen in his blood. It's he didn't care about Splinter at all, just the Turtles. He was tested with the same stuff.
Well, what I found weird is that it seemed like the Shredder and Splinter knew each other, even though this is the first time they have physically met.
Exactly. It's just... It makes no... There's so many things that just don't make sense.
which it also kind of gets back to the reincarnation theory that perhaps
They're probably not going to do it. You know they're not going to do it because they're just not that clever, or it's just, or if they do it anyways, it'll still be like met with heavy backlash.
like say that's not the turtles we know. Well, the turtles were created by accident.
Exactly. Yeah, and then the original plotline with the whole, like, the world needs heroes, but, heroes aren't born, Miss O'Meal, we create them, that's what we do, we create heroes. They're trying to create the turtles as weapons in the original, whatever, draft, or even the card. That's messed up, too. I mean, they just had no business making a turtle movie, honestly.
Or at least had someone other than Michael Bay make this film.
So yeah, turtles are captured. Raph wakes up a bit later, and Spinner tells them they gotta go and all that stuff. So Raph goes with April. April, like the only person that could take her is Vernon. So Raph, April, and Vernon go to the place and stuff. And
I found it weird that Vernon was listening to Careless Whispers from Wham when she calls him, because that was the whole do. I mean, clarinets kind of sound. That's Careless Whispers, which is a interesting song for him to hear, because that's a song about a guy who had cheated on a girl, and she realizes that he cheated on her.
I don't know. Vernon's just a horn dog in the movie. I don't know. But I guess it was like people thought he was gay in the cartoon. Let's make him a horn dog in the movie to compensate. I don't know. But yeah, because honestly, it's almost like the complete backwards of what it was in the cartoon. I mean, the cartoon, there was only that one episode where he fell or something, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm unconscious. Gee, April, I think you got to give me mouth to mouth." And that's like the only time he ever did anything perverted to April whatsoever, because it always looked like he just couldn't stand her, like, at all. Like not even to check her out as a woman. He just couldn't stand her at all. And that scene did look random, but that was just that one scene,
Yeah. When I initially saw Vernon in the TV series, I always thought he was the ambiguously gay guy.
But back to the story now. The turtles are locked up in giant, like, bulletproof or whatever kind of glass cases, turtle-proof cases, whatever. And oh god, okay, so they have this stupid, dangerous plague or something. They're gonna release it to the world, and they have a foot soldier. They show an example out of them that stuff kills them almost instantly. They want to release it to the world, and they want to use apparently the mutagen from the turtles. And Splinter, well, turtles, I guess, they were the only ones captured. So they plan to, like, drain their blood, and I guess, like, from there, like, extract the mutagen out of their blood, and release it to the world as a cure, and it's kind of like, you pay us whatever the hell money we tell you, or you die. And also, like, to make, I guess, Zax and his company look like heroes, that they saved, like, the world from the plague or something. And, I mean, he even jokes, he's, like, already super rich. It's like, this is going to make me, like, stupid rich. Basically.
You're already stupid rich. You live in a freaking castle.
I know. But, like, again, that's what I'm saying. The mutagen, first of all, right off the bat, they call it the mutagen. That already insinuates it mutates things. How can you don't make a cure thing and call it mutagen, like the cure of plague. Second of all,
mutate the DNA, I don't know, the cells, and make it better.
You test it on rats and turtles, and they turn into those giant ass things. That's like, dude, that's a hell of an unforeseen side effect. I don't think this stuff is safe for people. And yet they want to release that to the general public to help cure them from the plague. I mean, it just makes no sense. And plus, the plague kills you so fast, there would be no one left in the state to extort.
Well, they said since it was passing through the air, it would pass slowly, whereas the guy who got it via the mask was getting, like, a much bigger dose.
Yeah, but it's just...
That's what I thought, too. I didn't know if it was just because the mask was literally up against him and he was in a bigger dose. That's what I was thinking, too.
Yeah, but then, okay, so Raph and them gets there, and they bust in and stuff. So, Well, the turtles are like basically like near, like they're almost dying. They have so much blood sucked out by now, and then like April pushes like whatever buttons and junk, and it's
Which
like
is the button for adrenaline.
yeah.
Yeah, well, first she yells at Donnie, says like, "Hey, Donnie, what do I do?" And he just says, "Adrenaline."
How would she know that Donnie knows that stuff? Honestly,
Well, he's a smart one, so...
how would she know? She just met him.
Well, he looks nerdy, so...
It's just like
Well, he was checking her pulse because she fainted, and then you see them like when she wakes up, they're all kneeling over her, uh, and he's like, "Hey, what city are you in? Like, are you okay?" And
I know, but still, it's just also rushy. She wouldn't know. She would like be talking to like Leo or Mikey or something. They would be saying, no, the other one's the smart one or something. It's like I said, it just assumes so much. Like you really have to be a Turtle fan from the past something. Because if you watch the movie as something new, which this was supposed to be something new, it just so many things are just glossed over.
No one would just go out and just watch the movie. I don't know. It's more those people who actually are fans of the movie. The Turtles probably went out to see the movie more than someone going out and like, oh, this is a new superhero movie.
So anyways, they push the adrenaline button. They push the damn adrenaline button to like super high levels. Like, even I was telling Paige, I was saying, wouldn't that kill him? You know, like I know it's funny and comedy and blah blah, but yeah, wouldn't that kill him? And then like they bust out and acting like, I mean, that part was still kind of funny. I gotta admit, that part was funny.
they act like they had just drunk kiddie pools filled with coffee.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's the part that was kind of funny. Especially Leo saying like Leo clean. Did everybody clean the place? Everybody clean. Hey, did any place need cleaning? Like that was kind of funny.
No, he was like saying, "Who wants to clean the dojo? I'll clean the dojo."
Yeah, and then comes like then of course like the whole team, they're gonna go stop Shredder while April and Vernon stand behind and try to get the mutagen in case all else fails. I like how Raph was like, "Whoa, thanks for the vote of confidence." But still, I mean, that was a clever backup plan, though. And I do like that April actually did something and wasn't just...
Well, before that, they had the whole sliding down the hill scene.
Oh, yeah, because they got to get to the place in time and everything. That was a long-ass scene. I mean, I kind of think after a while it did kind of drag a bit.
Mm-hmm. And, like, somehow Leo is able to, like, understand what Donnie's saying because he's, like, unconscious half the time sliding down the...
That was the only thing. That was another thing entertaining, though. Leo had the bad luck that he was getting tased all the time. They kept shooting, and the taser thing kept hitting him all the time.
So they part ways. Vernon and April are going to go try and retrieve the mutagen from Eric Sachs, and the Turtles are going up to try and stop the Shredder. And there's like this whole elevator scene that's like really genuine of the Turtles, where they are like standing there and you hear the elevator going ding, 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 and then Mikey starts beating his nunchucks together, and they all like gradually start doing this whole musical number until they get to the floor.
Yeah, but like that was like the only scene. That's like the only scene that I liked. I mean, when I saw that in the trailer, I was kind of like I don't know, maybe this movie won't be that bad and everything. But then that's probably the only good thing in the whole movie was that one little scene, you know?
Yeah, because that was genuine Turtles right there.
And I wish they didn't cut it, because like some of the commercials, like they're dancing, like Leo's really rocking his head back and forth. Looks like he's like, yeah, looks like he's twerking and stuff. And it's like they just cut those scenes out and everything.
And then they go roaring out and face the Shredder, who merely just throws them off the side of the building. Like, one by one, they all get thrown off the side of the building. And then he goes over and you see Donnie's bow staff is like wedged underneath some of the gratings that serve as the floor, and they're all looking at him like, "Don't you do it! Don't you do it!" And the Shredder just rips out his blades and slices Donnie's bow staff, sending him plummeting. And I know people are worried about people having moments like this in the next show, but that's one scene if they do try to add nods to it, that's one scene I see them putting in.
But then in the meantime, Shredder and April trying to get the Shredder and April and Vernon are trying to get the mutagen away, and Sock's trying to shoot them, and they're dodging and junk, and Vernon.
Yeah, are you so bad a shot that you can't go around the corner and shoot two people?
Yeah, because they're like unarmed. And then Vernon knocks him out.
Too easy.
And then Vernon knocks him out with a telescope because we all know we wanted to see Vernon kick ass in the movie, don't we? I'm sure all his thousands of fans would have appreciated that one scene. Yeah, the Turtles fight Why am I saying mixed name? The Turtles keep fighting Shredder, and Shredder's throwing his blades over the place, and they keep coming back, and he keeps throwing them. It's like I said, I mean, dude, you know? Well, like, Paige brought up a good point, though, in the review, that it's like, if you don't kill them the first time, you'll kill them when they come back, you know? Like, watch out.
And, like, there's a blink and you miss it kind of thing, but if you look carefully at the Shredder's armor, you'll see the 2003 foot symbol.
Yeah, I didn't notice that until someone showed the picture. But, the whole tower's falling. I forgot how April got there. April got there, I don't know, did Vernon stay behind or whatever? But April got there.
He was shot, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Donnie stopped the gas from being released at last 5 seconds. And then he's like all happy. He's like, yeah, Italian on me. And then one of the Shredder's blades like looks like it hits him.
But we got that whole thing. The tower starts falling. Turtles, April, Shredder are all hanging and stuff from it, from different parts, with Shredder still trying to attack them anyway. And then like oh yeah, that's the part everyone complains about too. I think Leo throws his sword at Shredder, and then like April does like this, like they swing her towards or whatever, and she like I guess kicks the sword deeper into Shredder and knocks him off. So basically, it's like saying April got the final hit on Shredder. So everyone's like, "What the hell, dude?" Like some of the fans were complaining about that.
Yeah, this isn't Ninja Turtles. This is April O'Neil and the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, just like how the other movies were. Shia LaBeouf, and the Transformers. And then this is the part that I also complained about. The Shredder's defeated, but the thing is still falling. They're gonna possibly die. They all start yelling out their like confessions, you know, the whole last words or whatever. And then Raph gets out this.
I swear, Donnie sounded like something Mikey would do.
Raph gives out this long, heartfelt confession about, like, I guess all the crappy stuff he's done and all that stuff. But it's like I said, it doesn't work in the movie because we don't see any of that in the movie. We can assume he's a jerk to everybody or something based on past versions, but... Well,
Raph is a bit of a dick in the other versions, or the other incarnations.
Yeah, but it's still, this is not a sequel, this is a new movie. We haven't seen any of that. We've seen him get kind of huffy towards Leo. They'll tell me what to do, man, and whatever. But we don't see him pick on Donnie. We don't see him pick on on Mikey. We don't see him act rude to everybody else. We don't see him talk smack.
So unless you were lumping the 2003 version, the 2012 version, and the Mirage together, it doesn't make sense.
Exactly. It's like let's say they make Mikey completely serious in the movie, and someone's like, dude, remember how Mikey always joked around? Oh yeah, he was such a surfer. It's like you don't just assume that.
He's
you gotta show
more pervert.
That.
My April.
Yeah, that's another thing. He kept calling April like my April, my girlfriend, my like I don't know, like in the then you get when the hey cupcake or something like their sweet cake or some junk like that too. Like
I swear, if you never liked Apritello before, you're going to hate Mikey O'Neil.
Yeah, I know. And people were saying that April didn't really complain about it, but it's like they barely shared enough screen time for her to complain about it. I don't know. But Shredder's defeated. The Turtles take the mutagen from him, and Paige noted that it looks like some mutagen was still on his hand or something. So who knows? Sequel, you know. And the mutagen apparently heals Splinter, even though it should mutate him into something else. Or Splinter should heal by himself because the mutagen's already in his blood anyway. If it's supposed to heal, it's like that makes no damn sense. But yeah, then we assume that April got her job back because we never saw confirmation or anything. I guess she got her job back. I guess she's covering the story.
Even though she's not talking about the Turtles, though.
What I found interesting with the Splinter healing scene is they had a Get Smart reference.
Yeah, you mentioned that. I haven't seen enough of the old show to catch that reference.
I used to watch that show when it was on Nick at Night. For people who don't understand the reference, there's like a running gag where whenever someone is dead or dying, they would tell the main character, Maxwell Smart, to lean in, and they would whisper something and then die. And what they whisper is always, "Get your knee off my chest."
Yeah, so it's interesting here too. So yeah, April and Vernon see the turtles in the the Mikey Shack mobile, and Mikey blows up Vernon's super badass, super expensive car he just bought.
Well, it has Mikey singing "Happy Together" from the Turtles in a horrible way. I mean, like, even the other turtles are trying to stop him from doing it. They're like, "No, no, don't, you promise, no."
And then it ends with the turtles hiding in the Victoria's Secret thing as the credits roll. I noticed that. I noticed in the commercials you actually hear Mikey laughing and Raph sighing, while in the movie you don't, because of course the music's already playing and stuff.
So, overall rating you would give this? I actually made a new rating on my 5-point rating for this. It's just slightly above the middle ground, which is wouldn't kick it out of bed for eating beans, but wouldn't recommend it to a newcomer. This is more like worth watching, but it's best to have a turtle fan handy. Because there was like a lot of in-jokes, there was a lot of references to the other incarnations and nods to the other incarnations. And if you weren't familiar with the franchise or just didn't care, you're not going to really get a lot of that unless you had someone who was familiar with it to explain it to you. What about you guys?
If I was a newcomer, I would never even go.
I think one of the ratings, like when you make like your top 5 or something, there should be a even, like, you know how yours is like the worst one is like
I've
read fan fiction better than this. There should be one even lower in the future called like, oh my god, even the 2014 movie was better than this. If they ever make an episode that bad, you should say like this episode is so horrible it goes even one step below the already low one we got.
Newcomer. Like most of the people that probably went are just turtle fans, just to see how bad it was or how much they changed of it. So most of the people are probably turtle fans, little kids. I don't think there'd be a lot of like new people who never watch a show and would like go out and see it. I don't know. I should ask my friend, like, hey, would you just randomly go to see Turtles? And they'll probably say no. I don't know. I have to see.
I think the one saving grace is like this film is bad enough to drive people to go watch or to go check out this source material, so that way they could see for themselves whether this was legitimately a bad story or it was really just something that was like a mockery of something that was good. Because I remember when the M. Night Shyamalan version of Avatar: The Last Airbender came out, after I watched the movie, I made an effort to go check out the TV series because all I knew from this series was from word of mouth, and it sounded good. And then I see this movie, and it's like, ugh.
I really don't know how to rate this. I'm just extremely disappointed. That's the thing.
So -1 for you, 3.5 for me.
Yes, it's like negative because, well, I don't know. It's like I already kind of knew it was bad, but then the trailer kind of fooled me when I saw the little scene with the turtles in the elevator. I mean, that just kind of got me kind of interested, kind of curious, kind of like, well, maybe it's not that bad, because at least the turtles are themselves, or they're acting. I mean, that's like the kind of turtle stuff I would expect, I guess, in a more modern kind of movie kind of thing, you know. And the joke with the mask, even back then, I mean, that was a little funny, you know, taking off the mask, but of course, the turtle face would still scare you anyway, and everything. I mean, that stuff, I always thought that was at least kind of a clever joke, you know. But I just didn't like it. It was just so bad. I just like the fighting scenes. And I do admit that at least that part with the whole Tonight I Dine on Turtle Soup with the Japanese voice sounding all deep and dangerous. I mean, that stuff, but everything else, it was just a very big disappointment. I was hoping that I would be wrong. You know, I forgot, I think I must have mentioned once or twice in my videos, I said that I'm not ashamed to admit I'm wrong and eat my words and say that, wow, this movie turned out to be awesome after all. But sadly, that's not the case. It was as bad as I thought it would be.
I went in with without any expectations. I wasn't, so maybe that's the difference between some people and other people. You like either go in with expectations of what you think it's going to be, or you go in with an open mind and no expectations. Leave the checklist at home, the nostalgia glasses at home.
So what's your rating?
I really don't know. I'm just gonna make up my own. I said it earlier. Most people are just gonna go for the checking it out thing, Turtles, just to see how bad it ended up. That's pretty much, I don't know, I was just dragged into it. I didn't really care to see it, so.
So that kind of sounds like a 2-point rating, where it's like, if you don't see it, you're not missing anything?
Sure. I was gonna say that it's like that plus like, yeah, don't see it unless it's like you could get it cheaper or see it as a double feature. Like at our drive-in, it's Turtles with Into the Storm. So if you didn't see it yet, you could go to that. But like I said before, I think it's mostly it's the Turtle fans to see how bad it is or how awful it's going to be, and I don't think, and then like maybe they're dragging their kids along, or their kids drag their parents along. I don't think like a lot of like new people would just randomly go out to see it. I don't think my dad would just randomly go to see it. I don't even think my brother would randomly go out to see it, and he was like a fan of the 80s cartoons.
The designs, I mean, it just look so horrible. They really should have given something, because that's like the first thing you see. You're going to see a big movie poster of these designs, and already you're thinking, whoa, something's screwy there. That already gives you the idea that's like it's something screwed up or messed up in the movie before you even sit down to see it. You know, it's just, they also should have given like better, I guess, I don't know, better designs that appeal to audiences or something. Because right off the bat, you already think when you're watching that.
So it sounds like 3.5 from me, a 2 from Paige, and from you it sounds like 1, Mark? I've read bad fan fictions.
I think yeah, probably true. I probably would have read fan fictions better than this. But yeah, it's just, and like I said, I'm not even gonna buy it. It's like saying, congratulations, Michael Bay, you've made a turtle movie that I would not buy on DVD. Congratulations.
Well, if it comes in a fun pack. Like with other movies or something like that, or like whenever the other movies come out, sequels, they'll come out with like a 2-pack or something. Maybe he'll buy that. Maybe not.
Yeah, I really.
You bought the stupid figure, so and their stupid little toys.
At least the figures look cool, though.
I'm giving you a stupid stink eye. You gave them money, so.
Mm-hmm. Hey, the weapons were cool at least. The weapons were cool.
No.
Yes, they were.
Waste of money.
They were cooler than
Waste of money. You could have bought me a book with that money.
I'll buy you a book next time.
Could have bought me a book.
But anyways, I think we probably wrap it up for now, because Paige is on her way out and stuff.
Right. So this has been our thoughts about the new 2014 movie, and we are hoping that things get better for the sequel, but we are not going to keep our hopes up entirely. And so this is Venka Faye signing off.
And this is Mark Rodriguez here. I'm trying not to explode from disappointment.
And Paige Mischief, rolling my eyes at Mark's stupidity.
Mm-hmm. And also, I know that for whatever reason, lots of people like this movie too, so don't be afraid. Put your comments below and agree or disagree, or agree to disagree on this movie.
We also accept rebuttals, responses, comments via our email at inahalfcast@gmail.com. Please also visit our website at heroesinthehalfcast.weebly.com and support us on Patreon. See you guys for episode 8.